Hey guys, how's it going? Darth Valley here. Long time no see, I know. Apologies. Also, sorry for the horrible voice. I had pneumonia last week and I'm still in the process of trying to get over having pneumonia. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update. Um, Locally, they're going to be doing um, another points series race at Friendly Hobbies. I just got off work and got showered and everything, and I'm about to excuse me, like I said, still recovering. I'm about to head up to Friendly Hobbies right now to try to get ahead in the point series. I'm hoping there aren't too many people there, but we'll see. Um, but yeah, it's going to be 4 weeks of racing. It's going to be today, tomorrow, so Friday, Saturday, and then going forward, it's going to be Saturdays and Sundays. So, of course, whoever comes, has the most points overall, they're going to pick winners based off of that. So, I'm about to head out and get up there as quick as I can. Hopefully, I'll get there with about 30 minutes before the racing starts. So hopefully I can get a good spot, get set up, and hopefully get a little bit of practice in. And we'll see how we do. Hey guys, how's it going? Darth Belly here. We just got to Friendly Hobbies not too long ago. Just got everything set up, and I'm gonna try to get some practice laps in and make sure everything's good to go for the race. Oops. All right, so future Darth Bally here. This is the first race for the Mini B slash Mini T, but normally everybody runs the Mini Bs where we're at. Unfortunately, I can't do audio for this segment because they like to play music in the background while we race. So I don't want to get a copyright strike here. So here we have the start of the race and start off okay. Currently in second here, and we end up hitting the wall there and going around. I always end up having trouble going around that long right turn back there. We end up hitting the jump incorrectly and hitting the pole back there. I showed up to the race with just enough time to get maybe a couple laps of practice in just to make sure the car's track straight. And at this point, I hadn't raced in, if I'm not mistaken, like 2 months because I wasn't able to show up because I was sick. And this is also a completely new layout for me. no practice whatsoever, so I'm extremely rusty. But we're going around okay here. Not doing too bad. End up getting caught up on a bunch of the walls, unfortunately. I always end up getting jitters my first couple of races. I've gotten pretty good at going through that chicane back there. We end up hitting some traffic here trying to go around. Once again, going around. We're starting to get the hang of that jump just a little bit. Even though we got a little squirrely back there, I felt a little more confident taking the jump there. Through the chicane again, end up going a little bit wide on that corner. And again, we definitely need more practice on that back corner. I want to try to get to the point where we're carrying more speed. Through the chicane again, there's some traffic up on the ledge. Unfortunately, we end up hitting it. I tried to go around. I had one of the other drivers back into me last second, so we ended up getting a bit stuck and hung up. So trying to make the most of it. End up getting hung up again by another driver. Again, trying to focus. End up getting a little bit flustered. We end up going way wide. End up getting stuck up on the wall there, going really wide again. Trying to recover from all of the traffic. As you see, almost hit that wall there pretty quick. End up having to slow it down quite a bit. Back around again. Pretty sloppy there. Unfortunately, we're still trying to get our bearings after all of the traffic. I'm still learning on how to get dialed back in after having some mishaps. You can see I'm having some issues going back and forth. It's nothing with the car. It's just my nerves acting up. But we're going around trying to get back into it. The race is done at this point, and so we ended up coming third overall. That's a super cool body.
Start falling. TJ.
All right, go ahead and line up when you guys are ready. Starting first on this one's going to be Brian, then Jason, TJ, and then Anthony. Nice. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Going for 3 minutes. On your name and good luck, guys.
Brian drives. TJ. Start falling.
Alright, so no song this time, so I can let the audio play, but this is the first micro race of the night. As you can see, I got some trouble getting stuck up there on the bridge again. I'm stuck.
TJ 19-2 in first.
That left corner
Drives
on the
22
driver's
under in
stand
second.
is really kind of a bear if you end up getting stuck over there. As you can even see from the camera's point of view, if I look over to the left
Brian
to try to see my car, it's
47.3
really
in third.
rough,
Start
and
falling
end up
33.2
plowing
in
into
third.
the rear end of the
TJ
blue car,
10-7 in
some
first.
reason slowing down on the
Drives
straightaway right
13.5
before
in
the
second.
turn. really wide through the chicane. Doing a lot better job getting up
You
there.
guys are down to 2
A lot
minutes.
more confidence going around that
TJ
rear
17
corner
first.
up on the second level.
Drive
We
17
get a little squirrely
second.
after the jump, but end up
Dark
recovering
Folly
pretty well.
25.3 in third.
A lot more
Brian
confidence in
31.3
the
in fourth.
micro at this moment than we'd had with the Mini B. We
TJ
end up getting
18
stuck
one
up
in
at the
first.
top. Unfortunately,
Drive
we're doing
68
well.
in
We're getting a
second.
flow. We end up getting screwed up, but we end up getting back into it pretty well. Other than that jump, of
Dark Folly
course, took me a little
27.1
bit
in third.
to
You guys are
remember to
halfway
slow
there.
down with the micro. Still getting it dialed in for
Brian
that jump to take it a little
28.8
bit
in
better.
fourth.
But as
Drives
of right now for the point
21.2
series,
in
I just
second.
slow down and don't take it as hard.
TJ 22.7 in first. Dark Folly 19.1 in third.
Currently running third at a 19. So
Drives
pretty
20.2
slow
in
for my
second.
average.
You guys are down to 1 more minute.
Usually average around the track for me is about 17 on the micro.
Brian 30 flat in fourth.
End up hitting some
Dark Folly
traffic
18.4
coming
in
around,
third.
trying to get past it. Trying to dodge the marshal there. Almost getting it into the wall again coming up.
TJ 41.2 in second. Drives 24 flat in first. Dark Folly
Way too
20
wide
flat
around
in
the
third.
corner. A little bit better going up there to the second story.
TJ 18.6 in second.
A lot better getting around that corner.
Brian 32.8 in fourth. Drives
End up
19
getting
in
stuck on the
first.
barrier back there, unfortunately.
Dark Folly 22.1 in third.
Finish up your laps.
TJ
This is the
21.4
last
in
one.
second. Drives 24.5 in first. Dark Folly 21.4 in third. Brian 34.1 in fourth.
So there you go. Third overall. Really sloppy there.
All drivers
Nice
are
job,
But
guys.
finished.
third overall for that
TJ
race out of
28.6 in
4
second.
total. So not
The
super
race is
great
completed.
that time around. Alright, so this is our second Mini B race for the night. Usually they let the drivers go around a couple of times before we get the official race started. Those guys are already up there, so they're getting some laps in. Depending on where we're at in the night, I usually only do 1 to 2. Kind of depending, just because I don't want to push the car too hard and end up breaking something right before a race. But I definitely take advantage, make sure the car's still tracking straight before we get going. Sometimes it can
So
get a
right
little
now,
bit
when you
hectic
guys are
just
ready,
at the lineup.
starting first on this one's going
I've
to
seen
be
some people
Jason,
coming down the
then
straight pretty
TJ,
quick,
and then Anthony.
and they end up smashing into other people. Luckily, I haven't seen any breaks because of that yet,
All right,
but
you guys are going for 3 minutes on your
might be
name.
bound to happen
And
with
good luck,
how
guys.
hard some of the cars get hit during it. Hopefully not, though.
Drives. TJ. Dark Folly.
So we end up getting off to an okay start here, other than getting stuck up in the
Drives
corner again,
18.3 in
as
first.
usual. It's probably my worst corner for me personally. Kind of
Dark
interesting
Folly
considering that
22.8
corner has
in
not
second.
changed in a year.
TJ 28.2 in third.
um, so I really need to try to get some practice in
Drives 16.9 in first.
with going around that corner with more speed. Not only more speed, but more
Dark Folly 18 flat
accuracy and
in
getting it through
second.
there. We go really right,
TJ
really wide around that
17.7
corner
in
there.
third.
Did a better job getting up there to the second level. Better job going around overall.
You guys are down to 2 more
Thankfully.
minutes.
Not super great taking the jump there.
Dark Volley 18-5 in second. TJ 16-5 in third. Drive 16-4 in
End up getting a
first.
little squirrely. Still getting used to trying to keep a line to let others pass. I usually end up getting a bit nervous and I get a bit squirrely sometimes. I end up getting stuck under the bridge real quick. And then we slide out on the vinyl going around the arch.
You guys are halfway there with a minute and a half left.
TJ 16-6 in second.
Not too bad through that corner there. Pretty good at taking the jump there. Yeah, the trick to that arch is to try to carry as much speed as you can up and over. Because if you try to accelerate while you're on it, you're just going to spin your tires.
TJ 18-8 in second. Dark Volley 18-1 in third.
Really wide around the corner there. Really, really wide around right there. If I remember correctly, we still had a lot of early race jitters here. So you can see we even lost a lot of traction trying to get up the arch there. Ooh. Almost flipped it there.
Drives 18-8 in first. TJ 16-4 in second. Dark Volley 18-6.
Finish up your laps, guys. This is the last one.
Drives 18 flat in first.
There's the signal for the end of the race. Pretty sure we ended up coming third
Yeah, for you guys,
out of third here.
Nice job, guys.
So not super good, but we got through it. And on to the next one.
All right. Going forward 3 minutes. Starting with Jason, TJ, Anthony, and David. You guys are going on your name. And good luck, guys.
Drives TJ. Dark Volley David.
Alright, and here we have the start of our next micro race. Haven't had anybody try out the truck version yet in the class. Probably because they're not super great. You probably have to do a lot of modification for them. I remember trying one of them out here on the track and it did nothing but traction roll all the time. Still a pretty fun car, but I don't know how it would hold up to racing. Not sure if you guys noticed, I also got trying out a truck body on my micro for this night's race. Put a lot of work into the body. I do feel like it gives me a bit of a higher center of gravity, so I don't run it super often. Luckily, with my electronics, I end up fitting the original buggy body on. Actually currently running the original motor and pinion in that car. I do have a aftermarket servo and an aftermarket ESC. If I'm not mistaken, I'm running the Hobbywing Quick Run 24 ESC in the car. I was able to get it fitted in pretty nicely with the lower top deck modification, but still running stock motor, stock pinion for now. Also, this is a version 1 Micro B. Pretty good at getting through the corner there. Almost had a pretty good line. Ended up getting into traffic there. Really good getting around the second level there.
Dark
Went
Ball
way
18-9
wide.
in third.
Let another racer by.
David 15-9 in first.
Definitely
TJ
starting to feel a bit
26.2
better
in fourth.
at this point during the night.
Drax 21.2 in second.
Kind of getting the jitters under control. Finally getting to the point where we're slowing
David
down
16.5 in first.
during that jump for the most part.
Dark Ball 21.1
Way
in third.
wide again. See, and then we try to give it
Drax
more
18.3 in second.
throttle. We end up spinning out on that vinyl up there.
TJ 23.5 in fourth.
Really rough around the corner there.
David 17.5 in first.
Oop.
Dark Ball 21.6 in third. Drax 18.4 in second. TJ 19.2 in fourth. David
Yeah, not doing
13.3
super
in
great. We ended
first.
up going wide and driving up the plexiglass there. We ended up running a 21
Finish up
last
your laps,
lap.
guys. This is the last
So
one.
Drax
really not
17.5
great.
in second.
Ended up getting stuck up there in the
David
second
15.7 in first.
level again.
TJ
Over the jump
19.9
without
in fourth.
too much of an issue around the
Dark
finish line
Ball
for our last
30.9
time.
in third.
Yeah, not a super great race overall
All
there,
drivers have
but we'll
finished.
get through
Nice
it.
job, guys.
David 16.
Alright,
23.8
so
in first.
I'm not sure why this
23.1
clip
in
we ended
first.
up starting mid-race here, but we were only racing against one other person. I'm not sure if we ended up having some breaks or something. I know we had some people come
Dark
in
Ball
a little bit
19.2
later,
in
so they got
first.
added to the bracket about halfway in.
Nick 24.3 in second. Dark Ball 18.9 in first. Nick 20.9 in second.
So we're doing a bit better during this race as far as confidence. Not necessarily speed, but just getting
Guys,
around
we're
the
about
track.
halfway there with a minute and a half left.
Dark Ball 22.3 in first.
Getting around the track overall. We did end up coming
Nick 21.7
first
in
during this
second.
race. If I'm not mistaken, we ended up leading the majority. Like I said, not sure if we had some DNFs during this
Dark Ball 18.4 in first.
or if it ended up starting out with only two people. Unfortunately, I've got some lost footage I can't
Nick
get back.
21.1 in second.
And you guys are down to
Whoops.
1 minute.
Dark Ball 20.9 in first.
Yeah, not
Nick
doing it super
19.3
great
in
at a
second.
20-second lap time. Lately on the track, we've been running more of a 16-17 average. And even
Dark
that's
Ball
not the
19.2
quickest.
in first.
I think quickest we've had so far in this layout is a low
Nick
13.
20.6 in second.
And I think we ended up getting those times during racing too, which is very
Dark Ball
impressive.
18.4 in first.
Ended up knocking it down a little bit more with an 18 there. Starting to get more
Nick
confidence going
20.1
around
in
here,
second.
luckily.
Dark Ball
Finish up
17.2
your
in
laps,
first.
guys. This is the last one.
And there's the end of the race there.
You guys are both on your last one.
Get a little overzealous and end up sliding into the barrier there.
Nick 20.6 in second.
And last time through.
All drivers are
And
Nice
we
job,
ended up coming
guys.
first
finished.
for that particular mini race, or mini B race. At least it didn't die mid-race. All right, so for some reason, we ended up losing all of the audio for this particular race here. I'm experimenting with some new microphone equipment, so maybe I had a mishap there with it linking up to the camera for some reason, but I believe this is our last heat for the micro before we get into the mains. We didn't have a super big turnout today, so we were pretty much back to back with doing buggy and then immediately micro. As we can see, we ended up getting spun around there, getting hung up a bit. But it was kind of a hectic night, like I said, because we were pretty much immediately doing mini and then micro and then back and forth with that because we didn't have enough people there to kind of fill in a gap and give you a little bit of a rest. But we're finally getting, like I've been saying, a little more confidence throughout the night. Would have been better if we had it a little bit early on, but what can you do? Doing a lot better overall here. Unfortunately, I can't hear the times, but we end up being able to slow down, take a breather, getting over that jump there. We're doing a lot better getting over the arch, getting through the switch back there. We're doing a lot better. Let the faster guy pass there, get around the corner without too much trouble. End up going too wide, up and over. Getting pretty good with consistently going around that first corner there. Through the switchback again. A lot better at getting up to the second story. Too wide again, coming around. End up cutting it too short there. Coming in too quick, end up getting stuck on the wall. End up getting a little bit of air going over the arch there. Way too wide again, end up hitting that wall pretty hard. Getting squirrely again, getting flustered. And I'm taking the switch back a little bit too wide. Again, trying to catch up time, making mistakes. End up taking that jump too fast, bouncing off another racer there. Going up against some pretty fast guys here during this race. Just kind of attempting to keep my cool. We ended up coming third overall there for that race.
All right. Go ahead and line up when you guys are ready. This will be our final race for the minis. Starting first on this one will be David, Jason, Anthony, and then Nick. All right. Here goes the main. When the bell rings, you guys are going all at once.
It's
All at once, you guys are going for 5
like an unwritten rule. You got to do it.
Good luck, guys. Yes.
All right, so here we go. We just got kicked off with the Mini B main here.
David 17 flying first.
I think everyone
Drives 20.6
who
in
showed
second.
up is in the A
Dark
main
Quality
this night,
22.5 in
so
third.
we really did not have a
Nick
super big turnout.
24.4 in fourth.
Kind of makes sense considering it was a Friday night, so most people were
David
most
17.6
likely
in
working,
first.
couldn't make it in.
Drives 18.3 in second. Dark Quality 18.6 in third. Nick 20.1 in fourth. David 15.8 in first. Drive 17.9 in second. Dark Quality 19.3 in third. Nick 20.2 in fourth. David 15.9 in first. Drive 17 flat in second. Dark Quality 18.4 in third.
Currently running
David 18.8
third
in
out of
first.
4 overall. I remember
Nick
just trying to
26.2 in fourth.
repeat in my head, just
Drives
race
18.4
clean,
in second.
don't necessarily
Dark
rush,
Quality 18.3 in third.
just try to be as
David
consistent as we
15.2 in
can
first.
for the 5 minutes.
Drive 17.7 in second. Nick 20.5 in fourth.
You guys are
Dark
down
Quality
to 3
17.1
more
in third.
minutes.
You end up
David
getting
16.1 in
shunted over to the
first.
side there a little bit. Probably the worst spot you can get stuck on that arch there, especially right in the middle. Trying to recover mentally, get
Drives
around the track,
21.1 in second. David 15.6 in first.
trying to avoid the traffic going around there.
Dark Quality 24 flat in third. Nick 27.3 in fourth.
You end up going way too sharp,
You guys are halfway
jumping
there
over,
with
costing us
2.5 minutes.
a,
David
and then we get hung up
17.3 in
again.
first. Drives 22.3 in second. Dark Quality 23.1 in third. David 15.3 in first.
Luckily, everyone that races here at Friendly Hobbies is usually pretty respectful about trying to get around.
Drive 17.2 in second.
Pretty early
2
on, we had
more
some people
minutes.
that were just straight up running people
Dark Quality
over because they were
17.6 in
slower.
third.
Whoops.
David
But,
13 flat in
and it
first.
was not super great, not super fun. Not sure if they were told to chill out or not come back, but
Nick 22.8
we
in
haven't
fourth.
seen people race like
Drives
that in a
24.7 in second.
very long time now,
David
which I think
16.8
is
in first.
probably better and more
Dark Quality
welcoming for people that are
20.4 in
maybe
third.
not quite as quick or fast, or I should say as quick or skilled.
David 15.3 in first. Drive 17.7 in second. Nick 19.8 in fourth. Dark Quality 18.1 in third. David 15 flat in first. Nick 20.6 in fourth. Dark Quality 17.8 in second. Drives 23.3 in third.
So we
David
managed to pull ahead
14.9
in
in
second
first.
there, and then
I
we
got
get
pitted.
turned. We got turned around. We got pitted there.
You
Definitely
guys are
not
down
on
to 1
purpose.
minute.
Drive
Definitely a bit
17.2 in
unfortunate
second.
though. We were doing
Dark
pretty
Quality
well,
21 flat
racing
in
pretty
third.
clean there.
David 14.8 in first. Nick
No hard
26.8
feelings.
in fourth.
30
Whoops.
more seconds.
Like I said, no one, from what I've
Drive
seen, has
16.3
tried
in second.
to screw
David
anyone else
15.2
over.
in
It's pretty
first.
clean racing here.
Dark Quality 21.8 in third.
We ended up dropping back to third there.
Nick 25.2 in fourth. David 15.6 in first.
Ended up taking
Drax
a very
18.1
interesting
in
line
second.
going up to the second level there. Ended up going too wide and getting stuck on the bumper.
Dark Polly 21 flat in third.
Finish it up. This is
David
the last
15
one.
flat in first.
And there's the signal for the
Drax
last
17.7 in
lap.
second.
And we end up coming third overall in the
Nick
main.
27.5 in fourth.
So definitely where we deserve to
All
come
drivers are finished.
position-wise
Dark
that
Polly
night,
18.3 in third.
considering who was there and the skill and everything
Nice
involved.
job, guys.
So not too bad. Definitely starting to get the confidence, but a little bit too late there.
Drives. David.
All right. You guys going for 5 minutes. When the bell rings, you guys are going all at once. And good luck, guys.
David 17 flat in first. Dark Polly 22.6 in second. Drax 26.3 in third. David 15.2 in first. Dark Polly 18.6 in second. Drax 16.9 in third. David 17.1 in first.
You guys
Dark
got
Polly
4 more
17.1 in
minutes.
second. Drax 17.7 in third. David 15.6 in first. Drax 16.2 in second. David 14.9 in first. Dark Polly 22 flat in third. David 14.8 in first. Drax 20.3 in second. Dark Polly 19.3 in third. David 15.3 in first.
You guys
Drax
got 3 more
25 in
minutes.
second. Dark Polly 17.8 in third. David 16.7 in first. Drax 16.7 in second. Dark Polly 19.7 in third. David 16.3 in first.
And you guys are halfway there with 2.5 left.
Drax 18.5 in second. Dark Polly 18.6 in third. David 15.3 in first. Drax 17.9 in second. David 16.3 in first. Dark Polly 19.6 in third. Drax 18 flat in second. David 14.9 in first. Dark Polly 17.5 in third. David 18 flat in first. Dark Wally 17 8 in second. Drives 22.9 in third. David 16 8 in first. Dark Wally 17 1 in second. Drives 16 8 in third.
1 more minute.
David 15 6 in first. Dark Wally 16 9 in second. Drives 18 flat in third. David 18 1 in first. Dark Wally 18 2 in second. Drives 24.5 in third. David 16 1 in first. Dark Wally 18 1 in second. David 15 6 in first. Drives 19 3 in third.
Shit.
Last one, guys. Finish him up
Dark
strong.
Wally 21.2 in second. David 15 4 in first. All drivers are finished. Drives 16
Never
1
mind.
in third.
Finish him strong in the spirit.
All right, and so overall we end up coming second
Nice job, guys.
in the Micro B A main. So pretty good
The race is complete.
second place out of 3 people overall.
I was just trying to stay consistent, take my
Overall,
time. That was fun though.
still a pretty fun day.
I wish Vincent, when we're here, he and I go back and forth a lot too. Yeah, we're like, well, I don't know. I consider him like my friendly rival.
Hey guys, how's it going? Darth Valley here. Again, excuse the voice. Trying to still recover from having pneumonia recently. Yeah, I'm sorry. We just got back from our the first day of the Point Series race here in August. As you can see, it didn't really do super hot, but chalk it up to not having a ton of practice. Actually, I haven't had any previous practice on this track layout. I got just a couple of laps in right before just to make sure the cars were running good and steering straight and everything. And then also trying to go in right after work, basically doing a 10-hour shift and then having to go right in and try to race. Not my best day, but we'll see how things go tomorrow, and hopefully it'll be better, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.